giving me a little Jaden Rashada vibes, but the opposite, where it felt to me like the pushback was good. Talk about Malik a little bit. Do you have any insight on that? What was the reason for canceling? Was it one of those Billy called in and said, hey, we've got some big things happening. Do you feel like that he's a Gator, or was it? When these guys push this back, it's always confusing to me. It's like you created an entire event. Like people were headed to come see you, and now you've just moved it along.
Yeah. From everything that I've known about Malik, up until about a week and a half ago, it was pretty much set that he was going to be going to Miami. Obviously, Florida made a late push. Florida is right there in the thick of things now. With him pushing his commitment date back, I can't tell you if that's good or bad for Florida because I know going into Saturday, Florida was right there. Okay. I think it was probably 50-50, and a lot of people weren't sure where he was going to go. If you saw on 247 Sports, Andrew Ivins reduced his crystal ball confidence on Malik to Miami from 7 to 2. So a lot of people going into that commitment were really like, hey, listen, I think it's Miami still, but Florida has made a big-time push, and it could very well be Florida. There's a lot going on behind the scenes with that one, obviously, because Florida kind of came out of nowhere the last week. So his process, I can't really tell you if pushing it back is going to be good or bad for Florida, but I do know that Florida is now firmly in that recruitment, and I think they have a pretty good shot of landing him should they continue to do things well. Obviously, Miami is recruiting at an unbelievable level as of late. They have had a couple kids commit elsewhere that were up there on their boards, like Jonil Aguero, who just committed to Georgia. I'm not going to try to say the kid's last name, but Olas, who just committed to Alabama, the offensive tackle. Those are guys that Miami thought they were getting going into this week, and they ended up going somewhere else. So maybe Miami thought that Florida was going to be the pick this week, and they asked Malik to push it back, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe Florida said, hey, listen, we know you're committing Saturday, but give us a couple more days, give us another week. We've got some things working right now, and he's an Orlando area kid. Florida looks to be in really good position for 3 to 4 Orlando area kids that have commitment dates set for this week. So maybe they told him, hey, push it back a week. We're getting 3 kids from Orlando this week if Florida feels confident on those guys. And he says, hey, maybe I want to play with some more guys from my area.
Okay, so it kind of feels like what you're saying, that he was kind of heavy on Miami, right? Now Florida seeming to make a push. It's giving me a little Jaden Rashada vibes, but the opposite, where it felt to me like the pushback was good. This is the first time when the Rashada pushback, I didn't feel good about it. I was like, excuse me, it felt like we had it there, and then all of a sudden Miami came out of nowhere. But with this one, it felt like we were kind of in the backseat the entire time, and now there's a lot of momentum headed into Florida. I mean, you see it all over Twitter right now. It's the sunglass emojis are at an all-time high. The button's wearing raw on that guy. But it's big, heavy for late July. Corey Bender from On3, it keeps saying it. Things look really good for late July. And to me, it kind of gives me those vibes of like he's waiting to be part of that big boom at the end of July. Now, did he announce his new commitment date? Do you know?
He has not publicly announced a new commitment date yet. I've been told it could be probably sometime over the next week. That's just speculation, though.
Okay.
You don't really know until the kid himself announces, but I've been told there's a possibility he decides to do it sometime over the next week.